Hi, I'm Monty with the San Antonio Public Library. Welcome to Parman Cafe's digital presentation in honor of National Poetry Month. Today, I want to bring to your attention the works of Rainer Maria Rilke, Central European poet from the early 20th century. In particular, I want to focus on a book that does an excellent job of not only highlighting some of this poet's finest works, but also does an amazing job in translating the works into English. The translations are done so well, in fact, that it's hard to believe they're even translations. Consider how well they retain not only the poetic qualities of the original works, but also how well they can still effectively evoke an emotional response in the reader. The book I'm recommending today is called The Selected Poetry of Rainer Maria Rilke, and it is a collection of some excellent works written by Rilke and translated by Stephen Mitchell. With each poem, the book follows a format in which it presents the original poem or essay, which is typically written in German, though a few are written in French. And then on the very next page or pages, the book provides Mitchell's English translation of the poem. Now, if you're unfamiliar with Rilke's works, I would recommend first checking out in this book the poems The Panther, located on page 25, and Archaic Torso of Apollo, located on page 61. In The Panther, Rilke presents to the reader such an empathetic description of the panther's unhappy existence in a zoo cage that it's almost impossible for the reader to not feel for the animal. Meanwhile, in the Archaic Torso of Apollo, Rilke again makes very perceptive observations, this time of a statue, and from these observations come some fascinating revelations. Powerfully, the poem ends with Rilke then directly challenging the poem's reader to consider applying these revelations to the reader's own life. Besides being excellent poems, in my opinion, they also provide the reader with a general sense of Rilke's subject matters and his style. I would then next highly recommend reading the poetically styled essay For the Sake of a Single Poem, located on page 91. In my opinion, this is one of the most beautifully written things I've ever read, and it provides at the same time priceless advice for those who aspire to be writers. To be blunt, I highly recommend that anyone who's a teenager or older should read For the Sake of a Single Poem. And for anyone who considers themselves a poet or who intends to be one, I consider this work in particular to be an essential read. It personally moves me every time I read it, and if I were teaching a poetry class, it would be the first thing I would have the class read. In summation, I highly recommend that you check out the selected poetry of Rainer Maria Rilke. And if you have never read any of his works before, I think you're in for a real treat. I hope you enjoyed this presentation. For more information about our library, please visit mysapl.org or call 210-207-2500. Thank you.